let's face it, this is where we write. If you're waiting to create this beautiful space in your house with, my dog, with a oak desk and a filing cabinet with all your resources and a big beautiful window to look at, which I have, by the way. Wow, my dogs are making, I'm gonna put you up. I promise you, I'm gonna put you away. Now, go, get in your bed. See, we'll have a coffee break because this is where we write, in the middle of everything. Because if you didn't, look what you would miss out on. If I had an office, I'm sure my dogs would be in my office with me. We actually have an office. It's my husband's office. Ooh, but wait till much cinnamon in my coffee today. Yes, I did. Anyway, my husband makes my coffee for me, and he puts just the right amount of cinnamon in it. It's so nice. But long story short, this is where you'll be doing most of your writing, where you're comfortable. And me, I've got my laptop and my little desktop thing that you put in your lap by Logitech, and it's old. It is so old I had to get an adapter for my MacBook Pro. Usually I have it a little bit farther away from my lap so that I'm not writing with my arms all bunched up. I got a dog below me right here. There's a dog. I know you can't see it, but that's where Ceci sits. She's got her little dog bed, and then mother dog's over on her bed, being a good girl now instead of wandering around. Thank you. Now she's want to be in it. That's all. So what I'm hoping to happen with this channel is that it becomes more of a collaboration. We get a lot more input from other people. I also will be, you know, putting links to other videos I've seen and responding to other videos I've seen on writing techniques and things. But here's the facts. You can read all these things, and a lot of things are changing in writing right now, and you can kind of do your own thing in many ways. So don't let that be the only rule you go by. But if you're a good reader, you'll start to notice things that just aren't working for you as a reader, and think about that when you're writing your book. What works for you and what doesn't. So I know with short stories and trying to keep them, you know, all the information as quickly as possible is probably one of the hardest jobs there is, other than screenwriting and writing for a play or playwriting, because you have to put so much information in such little gestures and such little word, you know, dialogue, and it has to mean the world. So there's two great writing techniques involved. If you're doing a novel, you can say just talk, kind of like I'm doing right now, but you try to do the short version, and you find you become a much more, what's the word I want? See, that's why I write, because I never can think of words when I want to talk. So it's always easier to write them down and look up some words and go, wait, what was that word I wanted? Yeah, I'll just look at my thesaurus or thesaurus or whatever dinosaur that is. Anyway, correct pronunciation here.
Thesaurus.
I want to get in a group of people who are more comfortable with writing, and I haven't done it in years. I probably had a writing binge 2 years ago, because since I've been teaching, I wrote lesson plans this year. I wrote that, beautiful lesson plans. But I do want to create more of a community where people will get together with just some of their problems that they're having. That just seems like it was something never really addressed when I would go to all these conferences and writer workshops. And let's face it, not everyone can afford to go to a writer's workshop. Doesn't mean you're not a great writer. It just means you don't have the money to invest in a fancy class or anything like that. So I'm hoping that between that and just getting a notebook and a pencil and paper, you can write a story. In fact, one of the activities that I like to do, or little challenges, is just like go to the mall and just write stories about the people that are in the mall. Just look at them and describe them and think what could be going on in their lives. Speaking of great characters, we are just inundated with great characters right now in our lives, in our news, in everywhere. Just kind of watch the people around you. That's where you get your great characters. You get them from real life and just kind of tweak them to fit your book. But yes, I've read them all. I've read so many books on writing that I could write a book on writing, and yet having only published one book. Now that is another adventure. The publishing world is crazy. And we're very lucky to be living in a time of self-published books, because if you're writing because you just want to get it out there, you have a story that you want to tell and you just want other people to hear it or read it, then do it. Just write it and self-publish. I'm encouraging that. And but if you're a person who just wants to make a living at this and needs it to pay their bills, then you really need to seek a higher source. Then I completely understand. And this might not be the channel for you, but it could be a lot of fun, because we'll still be talking about a lot of things that will encourage us on how to create characters and that are out of real life, you know, that are out there, and you don't have to sit there and go, I can't think. Other than character generator that you can find online, you know, to actually see somebody and go, wow, I like their eyes, I like their eyebrows, I need to write somebody with those eyebrows. So those are little things I hope we get to cover. I do hope that you will join my blog, The Delete Key, and submit some stuff that you've written, and then we can post some things there that we can all share. So let's turn this into a really great writers group. And I don't care if it's 100 people, 5 people, 1,000,000 people. That would be nice. But the point is, it needs to be intimate. And that's, so we'll probably want to keep it closer to like 100 people maybe. But if I get 1,000, doesn't that mean I get paid? I don't care. I don't do this for the money. I really don't do, I'm not a very money motivated person, but it'd probably be good if I was. My husband would be appreciative if I was more motivated, other than him going out and making money. Just a thought. But anyway, please subscribe, share with your friends. Let's get get us some people on board. And wow, my heater comes on, because that's how it is when you're trying to film at home and not in a fancy studio. So, hey, get your cup of coffee, get your laptop, get your pencil and paper, get your little dog and sitting next to you, or your cat, because cats are good. I had a cat, and guinea pigs too, and birds, and they're all great. And get in a comfortable place. Don't feel like you got to have a fancy desk. I mean, look at Ernest Hemingway. He typed on top of a dresser, and that was his desk. Probably good for you, good blood circulation. I need to try that. I think I will. Hey, and thanks for watching. And don't forget the delete key, because a real writer knows when to hit the delete key.